I think that weather YouTube is tech YouTube. It is such a perfect. I mean, there's lots of.
Wait, can you explain what you mean by weather YouTube?
Yeah. Weather YouTube. So, as you may or may not have heard, we live in the Northeast U.S., and there's been a bunch of storms here recently, blizzards, in fact, snowstorms, which get really, really hype on social media. And if you engage with enough of these posts, your whole feed just becomes consumed with weather posts.
How would you know this, Marques?
Well, because I'm one of those
The
people.
last episode we recorded, if Marques wasn't talking, he was looking at weather stuff on Twitter.
Yeah,
probably.
it was actually insane. And so basically what happens is this winter storm Fern, for example, that we just had, was this Super Bowl event where I got to witness all of the parts of weather YouTube, weather social media, meteorologists, I'll put it that way, on social media. And there are so many parallels with tech YouTube. I'm sure this is true about lots of other genres, but here's how it goes, right? There's a bunch of the big channels, right? They are feasting. They are putting out 2 videos a day talking about the different models and the different projections and how much snow you're going to get. And if you watch these videos, they're like 10 minutes long. They're all neatly formatted. And then they just go through and they're like, if you live in Wichita, if you live in Ohio Valley, if you live in Northeast, I-95 corridor, they name every single city as fast as they can so that people who are watching feel like they're a part of it. They're really good at this. They go over the map, they go over the projections, how much snow you could or could not get. And since it was a big storm, people were watching these videos for updates on the models to see how much snow they were about to get. And it was a lot. That's just like a Samsung event, an Apple event, where it's the Super Bowl for that genre. They all descend upon the place. They all talk about it. Everyone's thinking about, maybe I should get this one, maybe I shouldn't. And the big players are all doing their thing like they always do and talking about it. Then there are the smaller / newer or lesser known channels that are all doing the same thing, but because they're smaller channels, they need to find angles to be unique in their coverage of the storm. Even though they're all covering the same storm, you will hear them say things like, oh, I'm going to be more responsible than the big channels and tell you you're probably not going to get that much snow. And they like to talk about something that they found that's not in the other channels' coverage because they need an angle in that way. In the same way that we see the same thing when we make a video about a big phone and then a week later there's a bunch of coverage about, yeah, but the big guys don't tell you these things. And then you get the same sort of stuff in tech YouTube.
Really quick. I auto started my car the other day, and when my phone's not plugged in, it defaults to the radio. And as I sit in my car, it's just the radio host talking to their local radio meteorologist. And she's like, so what's the deal with this storm? Everyone's talking about it, blah, blah. And the meteorologist goes you got to be careful with social media hype and online. Everyone wants to scare you and scare tactics, and that it's going to be huge. And they're just doing it all for a bunch of views and stuff. And us meteorologists, we know what's going on. And she's like, oh, so what can we really expect? It's good to know that. And he's like, it's going to be a lot. We're going to be, and just immediately says everything all the social media people are. And I was like, there was no point of this story at all.
The microcosm is so real. There's also on weather YouTube, there's the traditional channels. There's the weather.coms and the AccuWeathers and the NBC News weather report on YouTube, where they will talk about it as well. But they'll give a much more high level, less nuanced, less personal version of it. And they just kind of move on.
Yeah.
Kind of like you might expect to see a Wall Street Journal video or a CNN video about the new phone, which is not bad. That's just a different style. And that's the same thing that happens on weather YouTube. And then it all came together for me with this next storm, because as you may or may not have heard, we're expecting another winter event.
My car is
this
already
weekend.
encased in ice. I cannot get it out.
I
can't do this again.
There are a lot of people in that position right now and are thinking a lot about, gosh, if we get more snow, this could be really, really bad. This new storm is the perfect litmus test for where you are on the spectrum of weather YouTube, because the storm, according to current models, we're recording this on Wednesday, is not expected to be a big storm. It's going to be a high drop in pressure off of the coast. And it will probably snow in some amount in the Virginia and Carolina area.
Wow,
and
did Big Weather tell you to say that?
Well, this is just what we see from the models, because that's all we have. This is what meteorologists do. They read and adjust the models and report on what they see. And if you go to weather.com, in all caps in the top of the site, it's bomb cyclone. This is a major weather event. Stay with us. You need to know the updates. If you read the map or any of the data, it's way offshore and we might get a little bit. And the tiny, tiny probability that the storm actually does slam into New York City and cause major problems is small. But if you only pay attention to the clickbaity ones, you would think this is going to be a huge storm.
So what you're saying is traditional media also sensationalizes things.
Yes, very much so. And I'm watching the weather YouTubers still this week, and they are saying they're using the words like, this could be a major event, this might be, but it seems like it's probably not going to be. And now I'm watching them all report on the same data, the same models, just like we all report on the same tech, but have very different angles on it. It's fascinating to watch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have one question, maybe two questions.
Yeah.
First of all, being a weather YouTuber must be exhausting because we have our events that happen at the same time every year. They basically are like sitting there hoping for a catastrophic event.
It's interesting.
That's got to be painful to have to do all the time.
Yeah, and it unfolds very differently. Like a tech event, a launch event is like an hour or two on stage, and then like the big frenzy of covering what happened on stage. A weather event is like a slow system that moves across the country where people want updates as it's going for days in a row at a time. They're putting out 2 videos a day for 5 days straight and live streaming for the entire working day and making videos while they're live stream. It's insane. It does seem exhausting, but they are trying to keep people informed. That's the angle. Keep as many people informed as possible.
Yeah.
Well, they do have their busy season because we also have like monsoon season, like hurricane season, winter. My question for you was, does anyone use the weather app on Android or iOS?
Like just the regular
built-in
like
weather app, yeah.
like weather.com
No.
app?
This has become my...
Wait, well, this is basically my
4K.
next question. So you've segued into
Oh, okay.
it. Perfect. You're using the like default Android?
No,
Oh, okay.
like the weather channel.
Like
weather.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. The UX is horrible on those websites. I've not really found one that's good. Like all the dedicated apps or just like even the built-in app is a much better UX than.
Well,
I don't know if the data is less accurate. That's
what I want to yell about for a minute.
problem.
What do
That's
you
the
want
main
to?
problem.
Oh, I just wanted to ask, did anyone else's Weather Channel app turn blood red this week? Because
Wait, what?
as soon as I came home from work the other day before the storm, all the text and UI turned red, and it was like, it's coming, it's
Oh
happening.
my
What
God.
the
They're
And
like,
it was
please
like-
come back to this app over
It's
and
like
over.
drama alert. It's like, please keep checking the app.
Wow.
That's
all.
awesome.
That's crazy.
No, mine was going to be about, I use the default Pixel weather app, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm just sitting here. I think it was like Friday night. I looked at what our snow accumulation was supposed to be on Sunday when it was hit and said 15 inches. I was like, that's a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Then Saturday, it just decides to go to like 1 inch. And then Sunday morning, there's already 3 inches of snow outside. And it's like, you're going to get like 1 inch today. And then we got the like 15 it originally said, which is awful. And then I'm like, I must be just maybe reading this at the wrong times. But then Ben on 9 to 5 Google wrote something about how he tested all like 7 different apps, and the Google Weather app was like just nowhere near what any of the other ones were, and
Really?
was so bad.
Does it say where it gets its data from? Because I think
I'm sure somewhere, but
the Apple one says it gets it from like AccuWeather or
Dark
something.
Sky. Okay, yeah. So this is what I've observed over the years, and I think the weather app ecosystem is super precarious for some reason. Most weather apps are super ugly.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
fully on board.
I was
They're
on
like-
Weather Underground, and it's horrible.
Yeah, most like 95% of them, and trust me, there's a lot of them, are super, super ugly. There's a couple really pretty ones. Usually they're the stock apps, like the Google Weather app and the Apple Weather app are like really nice looking.
Yeah, the frog
but
and the Google one.
Unfortunately, are not pulling the best data. And I don't know why that's such a like hard thing for them to do, because the one app that I trust that I think both looks good and lets you pick between good, accurate data sources is Carrot Weather. It's only on iPhone, unfortunately. But I use AccuWeather data in Carrot Weather, and it's very accurate and works really well. And I can switch between sources and check if there's like discrepancies among the models, which is a very nerdy thing to do, but you can, if there's a big storm coming, see what's happening there. And I was finding that the Apple Weather app was saying that we're going to get, it was telling me at my house it would be like 15 to 18 inches of snow. And then I was checking Carrot Weather, and it was consistent. It was like, you're going to get 7 inches on Saturday or on Sunday and like 3 inches on Monday. And that's exactly how much we got. And I was impressed, but not shocked that the pretty weather apps were not the most accurate, sadly.
Yeah, that's usually how it is.
I just want
Yeah.
I want recommendations for an Android weather app that works. I swear every time I'm like,
Yeah.
Claire, the weather's going to be this weekend. She's like, that's not what mine says. And hers is always right. And I'm always wrong no matter what.
Yeah, it's tough. I've tried Overcast. I haven't been in that app in a little while, so I can't vouch for its accuracy, but it is good looking.
Maybe you should just make one, Andrew.
Yeah, I'll just vibe code one up right here.
You could do it, according to Twitter, you can do it in an hour.
I'm sure Twitter thinks
That's
that.
So anyway, that's my take
Claude bot, do it.
on meteorology YouTube in January 2026.
All right.
For those who are wondering.
I like that.
Okay, now give me the other take.
The other take.
The one I've been waiting for.
The other take. So there's also a headline this week that you might have seen that you've probably seen him. I think he's the most followed TikToker now of all time. Khaby Lame, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't talk. So his videos are extremely universal. Anyone who speaks any language can watch them. Physical comedy, he does this. He does the pointing and the shrugging and all that, right? There is a headline this week that essentially he'd sold his company for $900 million.
More than Juan Soto.
That's a lot.
That's more than
that is a
humane.
lot of money. You look into it, you dig deeper, you read the articles. It's more that he sold his image and likeness rights and the company that manages that stuff for $900 million of value. It's not it's not like he's getting paid $900 million, but he now has partial ownership of the company that manages all of those rights. And that ownership is worth somehow $900 million.
Wait, so his partial ownership, they're valuing at $900 million?
It seems like it.
That doesn't seem.
It seems insane.
Correct.
Are they gonna IPO Khaby?
Well, that's the question. Okay, so my take is that
Even so.
seems ridiculous, which is not even that hot of a take. But the secondary take is maybe he kind of got played or scammed a little bit. If that's how this is going to go, here's why I'll say that. We know that short form does not monetize super well. He starts on TikTok. He has an incredible following, obviously, but still, I think lifetime earnings are somewhere in the tens of millions of dollars, right? He has a YouTube channel. He's got social media presence everywhere. He'll do the Google Pixel event. So we've seen him around doing stuff, but short form, the content itself doesn't monetize super well. Yeah. So the article says that they're going to manage his image rights. They're going to essentially have the right to clone him in AI and like have him do a whole bunch of things endlessly online, which I worry about. That seems insane, but the fatigue may or may not play in. They say in the articles to make $400 million per year from his image and likeness.
That seems incorrect.
Well, it's like one of those things where I don't know him too well, but he doesn't talk, right? And he just does a lot of gestures. That seems like something really easy to AI generate.
Yeah.
But the last thing I would want is a bunch of like, we've worked with different agencies and stuff, and we say no to so many things. Imagine if an agency just had a program and they could just say yes to literally every deal that comes in and just throw it in the AI generator. And I could see them making a ton of money off that until everyone's exhausted of it because it gets pumped out 5,000 times, makes $400 million 1 year, and then nobody ever wants to see it.
I misquoted. A press release says annual live commerce sales could reach $4 billion.
Okay, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
It says it. It says $4 billion. Yes, he has hundreds of millions of followers. Annual?
No.
This is
right?
That's incorrect.
We're allowed to say anything.
How many companies make $4 billion a year?
Did you guys see the company name? It sounds fake. Rich Sparkle Holdings.
Yeah.
Rich Sparkle.
It's just an insane
on?
press release, and I want to give them benefit of the doubt, but like the more I read about it, they're giving him, all of these shares in Rich Sparkle Holdings that they're saying are going to be worth $975 million because they plan on monetizing his likeness and making $4 billion a year, something ridiculous like that. None of it adds up. And I don't know what to make of it. And I lean towards that somebody got scammed somewhere or is going to.
I feel like both of them probably got scammed. But part of it, I think this number is for the headline.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100%. Maybe somebody can correct me. But when Kick was first launching and signing a bunch of people, we were seeing all these like ex-streamer signs, gigantic multi-million-dollar deal. But it was similar of the fact of like, well, here's like 500,000 and here's shares and ownership
sure.
stake with this evaluation, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Which makes this big old number for a thing.
headline.
And then who knows if they ever make it that far.
If they successfully generate $4 billion a year from authorizing the use of one person's face ID, voice ID, and behavioral models for the AI digital twin development, as they say, I will give them all the props they
I would
deserve.
pay to see their like pitch deck for this.
Would you pay $4 billion?
Oh, that might be the only way they make $4 billion.
I'm Googling companies that make $4 billion a year. Let's see if I can find a comp for you.
Yeah.
Intel, not Intel, which is the 51st highest revenue by profit or by revenue in the United States, or actually in the world, makes 3.4 billion. So they're saying that he makes more profit than
Not makes, is about to make with his sweet new deal.
yeah, more profit than one of the Fortune 51 or whatever it's
Wait,
called.
and are they?
Fortune 500 51.
This is all fake, so I don't know why I'm still asking questions about it. But
I don't know.
oh wait, his is 900 million, but they're saying they're going to make 400 billion.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
4 billion.
4 billion. 400.
Yeah, let's be realistic.
4 billion.
That's a
400
sweeter
million,
headline.
What's the difference?
Look, Elon's almost a trillionaire, okay? Numbers
is
are made up.
Crazy. I am all
Numbers
for
are
rooting
made
for
up.
creators. Obviously, the
Yeah,
creator
for
economy
sure.
is super new and
Get your bag, king.
Yeah, it's very difficult to value these things, but this just seems insane. So I saw the headline and I saw a lot of people echoing the headline, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got to be one of those guys that like you realize is doing kind of, I don't know why I'm going to compare him to Daft Punk, but like you get super famous for doing a bunch of really well-timed shrugs, and he like clearly that sounds dumb, but
That's what Daft Punk
he
does, too.
grew crazy. But like Daft Punk are super famous, but they have helmets, so they get to go out in public
I see what
later.
you're
Like
saying.
there are types of celebrity that you just kind of
Like
nail
Deadmau5?
sometimes. So being able to be the guy who's just like really funny, making gestures is awesome because it's not that much effort when you're physically on the video, and there's no language barrier. Like what a smart move.
It's essentially the most successful React channel of all time.
Yeah, Einstein Bros are coming after him.
On TikTok, though. So
Is that what their name
He's
is?
expanded
The
though, so
Einstein Bros?
Yeah, I don't remember what
the
their
Fine Bros.
Fine Bros.
That was the throwback.
React, yeah.
Yeah, he starts on TikTok. He's got hundreds of millions of followers. He also, like we've seen, has branched out and done short form YouTube. He's done Instagram. He's done events. Obviously,
Yeah.
Google thinks he's well known and trustworthy enough to be involved with the Pixel presentation. That's a revenue stream in some way. So
Well, at least they're not worried about him saying anything controversial.
yeah, exactly. So actually, I remember being backstage with him before he went on stage, and he didn't say a word. So we're very on brand.
He's on brand.
Yeah.
brand.
So
That's
anyway,
awesome.
it is a confusing headline, and I have nothing but confusing thoughts on it.
I mean, I'm sure he's gonna make a ton of money no matter what. So
Yeah.
he'll be good.
Hey, thanks for watching that clip. This is the clips outro. It is me and my interpreter in the form of dance, actually. So my dance language translator, who would like to thank you for subscribing. And we appreciate you watching. You guys are the dopest. And every week, we appreciate you coming back. Because you ain't got nothing else to do. Love you. Bye. There it is.